what's going on, everybody? What's going on, good people? Chris Newton here. Chris Newton on Instagram, Chris Newton on Facebook, website, Chris Newton, everything Chris Newton Real Estate. Chris Newton Real Estate. Google me, Chris Newton Real Estate, website, chrisnewtonrealestate.com, Instagram, even Twitter. The name is Chris Newton Real Estate, but the handle, like the is New York's agent. All right. So we here, Chris Newton Real Estate on everything. I actually want to share some exciting news with you guys, right? So I did it. Whoa, boom, bing. Yes, I did. Guess what? I'm hyped. It's lit. I am a broker. What? Yay! Listen, stop playing with me. Yes, I did it. I gotta do better. I gotta do better at the blogging thing. I really do. You know why? A lot of people want to actually see and follow the journey, and I kind of just recap it, right? So I'm going to do better with the vlogging. It's just that when I'm in the moment, I'm not thinking about putting the camera on and oh my God, I gotta record this. But I gotta do better because people actually want to see the journey. They want to get inspired, and I too like to see that. So I just have to be more cognizant of that. But yes, Chris Newton, I took my test. I passed. I am a licensed real estate associate broker. Now, an associate broker, managing broker, sponsoring brokers, all in the same, basically, right? It's the same test. You still have to qualify for whatever you want to qualify for. As far as the broker is concerned, the only difference is with an associate broker is you don't have your own brokerage, right? So I'm still at the time of this, I'm still with Douglas Elliman, right? So Douglas Elliman Real Estate, one of the biggest, not the biggest in the entire world. I'm still licensed with them. So being that Douglas Elliman is basically the managing broker, right? That's the brokerage. So being that I'm still licensed with them, my license still hangs with them. I'm an associate broker, so I'm a broker associated with Douglas Elliman Real Estate. So that's how it works, right? So when you guys see signs and it says associate broker, they're brokers. They can go off on their own and open their own brokerage if they want. They just choosing not to, right? So the reason I'm choosing not to, one, I don't got the funds right now. I got to keep it real. Right now, at the moment. Two, it's a lot of liability, right? So if in the unfortunate event, something happens where, somebody's unhappy or whatever, the liability kind of not on me. It's on my brokerage. Like they got that, right? A lot of expenses I don't have to worry about. There's a lot of pros to it. The only con really is I still got people over my head, pause if applicable. So that's kind of really it. But yes, I passed the broker's exam. I feel great about it. You have to qualify. Now, what's great about this, right? Why I'm so excited about this is because I'm in my 5th year in real estate at the time of this video. I'm in my 5th year. Just walked into my 5th year, right? I've had this on my goal list since I was with my last brokerage. I don't want to say their name. And I explained why already when I joined this brokerage. I've had this, so this is about 2-3 years ago. And probably 4 years ago, I've had this on my list, right? Now, the training for me wasn't the best in my other brokerage, in my opinion, right? The training, that's my experience. It wasn't the best, and I struggled, right? And sometimes I still struggle. So my heart is in the right place, my knowledge is in the right place, but I didn't have the most numbers as far as like sales. Had the listings, yes. Selling, yes, but I needed more. I wanted to have 50 listings at one time. I wanted that, right? I still want that, but at that time I wanted that. I would have 10, 12, 15 listings at a time, but I didn't know how to price correctly at that point. I didn't know how to properly market. We didn't have the tools that I now have. Like, it's a bunch of reasons as to why I didn't accomplish the goal that I wanted to accomplish, right? So I qualified. And so I sell the amount of properties I'm supposed to. I get the amount of points I'm supposed to. I have the experience. And I say, you know what? Let me do it. Let me knock this off my goal list. I go to the website, boop, 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 right? Because I'm super busy, so I needed to do it on my own leisure. And I believe it's 72 hours that you have to complete for the class, right? For the course. 72 hours, minimum of 75 hours, minimum of 62 and a half, right? So I knock out the 62 and a half quick, right? And it's a whole bunch of tests. 'Cause I did it online. So there's a whole bunch of tests. So there's a whole bunch of quizzes and a whole bunch of lessons on lessons on lessons and quizzes in between the lessons. So there's units and then there's lessons. So we had to do 20 lessons or 25 lessons somewhere in that area. And in each of those lessons, it's like 8 to 10 quizzes, 10 units. And each of those units has freaking tests and oh my gosh. So I take I do my time, right? I do my time. That sounds crazy, but I do the class, bang, knock it out. So now you got to do the practice test. So the practice test, 75 questions, all multiple choice. I knock out the practice test. So after the practice test, you got the final test, right? Final test, so practice test, you get unlimited attempts. I knock it out first attempt, great. Final test, you need a proctor. Sign up, get the proctor, so on and so forth. Pay the money I had to pay. And that too is 75 questions. You only get 2 times to take that test. Knock it out the first try, boom. So now I have to take the actual state test, right? Now this is what's great about this, in my opinion. Like for me, people in my melanin, or darker than me, because I'm not the darkest, but people of color, right? The thing that I appreciate so much about what I did, right, is one, I got up and did it. It was on my list. I have a cork board, and I put broker's license there along with a bunch of other stuff, right, to just take me to the next level of where I want to be, career-wise, business-wise, financially, emotionally, mentally. Everything is on my cork board, right? So, and I said every time I take every time I'm accomplish a goal off the cork board, take it down, and I have other. So I have them all pinned in index cards. And I'm only going to replace them when I take everything off the corkboard. And then when that corkboard is empty, I'll put everything that's on the index card back. I kind of probably should mix that around, but whatever. I'll figure it out as I go. So when I get there, right, I'm in New York. So the test was 123 William Street in Manhattan on the second floor. So that's why I took the initial real estate broker, the real estate agent exam, so real estate salesperson exam. And then again, that's why I just took this. So the first time I took the real estate salesperson exam, I failed, right? I got to keep it real, I failed. I didn't feel good about it. I had a heart attack. What? Crazy. I called my girl, I called my mother. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I failed, because I never failed tests, right? From high school, I didn't go to college, but high school, junior high, I never failed tests. The thing is, I never studied, but I never studied and I always passed, whether it was just passing or a great whatever. Like I just always kind of kept the knowledge here. And when I took that, and again, like when I took the class test, the final test, for my salesperson, I actually did that in the classroom. I was the only person that passed. I didn't study. I was the only person that passed. Everybody was, oh my God, this test is rigged. Got it. I passed. I was embarrassed. I hid it behind my back. So when this happened and I failed, I was devastated. So I kind of had that in the back of my mind. Then I actually saw on Instagram some real estate broker. She said she failed her test. She failed her salesperson exam 5 times and her real estate broker exam 9 times. I said, Jesus Christ, what? How? But I didn't want that for me. You know that they say I love that for you. I hated that for me, so I didn't want that. So I made sure I studied, and I sit down, I take the test. It's 20, maybe 30 people in that classroom because it's an actual classroom setting. So it's maybe 20 to 30 people in that classroom. Maybe all of them are taking the broker's exam. I believe so. There's only 3 black people there. 3, and I'm one of them. There's 3 black people there. Everybody else is Caucasian or Asian. And now I don't even think I saw any. I say the Latinos is black, you know. A lot of them say they black. It be some that be like, no, right? But depending on where they from. But the Caribbean Latinos, you know, yes. I didn't even see them in there. I didn't see any, like, so it was one dude, he was there and he looked hood too. And I appreciated him because, again, you got to qualify for the exam. So he went in there and did his thing like I'm me. Now, I don't know if he passed or failed, obviously. There was another, I think there was another black gentleman. I can't remember. And then there was me. I sit down. Guys, I sit down. It's crazy because I told my girl I was just trolling. It takes like 150 questions. I was just talking mucho. I'm thinking it's going to be 75. It was 100 questions. What? Oh, my gosh. When I say I almost had a heart, I was dread. I'm like 100 questions. This is crazy. 100 questions. Boy, stressed was not the word. And then the first question threw me off. I'm like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, what? When does that expire? I'm like, oh my God, I think it's like 5 years. But then the 5 year thing wasn't even an option. I'm like, oh, if this is the test, oh my God, I'm going to have to do 9 times like the lady. So I go through it, and I learned this trick when I was in junior high school. One of the teachers taught us, you shade, because it was, you got to put it through a Scantron. So you shade the stuff in lightly. You go through the test, you complete the test. If you don't know something, if you think what it is, whatever, either skip it or shade it in lightly and mark up the number and finish the test, because what you don't want to do is get hung up on a question or 2 or whatever questions, and then whether you get it right or wrong, you don't have enough time for the rest of the test and you get all of those other questions wrong, right? So, sorry, my calendar. Oh, look, Christian messing stuff up. My fault, y'all. So, you finish the test and then you go back and then you shade it in. You reread the questions and shade it in darker. And so I did that. When you confirm that's what it is, I did that. They said 2 weeks. After day two, I check every day at least 12 times. What? At least 12 times. They gonna say 2 weeks, man. It's gonna 2-3 days. What? Boy, it didn't take 2 weeks. It did take like 8 business days though. Damn near 2 weeks. I was sick. I'm like, yo, when is this test gonna come? I took the test on a Tuesday. I got the results the following Thursday. So what's that? 9 days, 9 business days? That's 9 days. That's 7 business days, 9 days. Hope I got my math right. If not, don't judge me. But yeah, I got my results. And it's crazy because, businesses close at 5 o'clock. So I just finished telling my manager at the office, because she was like, I haven't seen you in the office much. So I'm like, listen, I was studying for the test, and I didn't want to really jinx it and tell anybody. But I was studying for the test and so on and so forth. And this was like at 3 something, I was doing laundry. I checked again at 5. Didn't see nothing. No, I checked again like 5:35. Didn't see nothing. I said, I know that they closed, but let me check one more time. I checked at like 5:41. It said pass. I said, whoa! I sort of jumped. Listen, what? If I'm lying, I know y'all see it. I did get a little bit away. I told y'all that, but I was like, what? Oh my God! Listen, I was jumping. I was excited. Couldn't tell me nothing. couldn't tell me nothing. I almost shed a tear. I called my mother again, right? I called my girl and I called my mother, and I passed. Whoop. I couldn't even do the fake. You know when you accomplish something, but then you call somebody and you act like you're sad, like and then like, I passed it, right? I couldn't even do that because I was so excited. It was crazy. It was crazy. So yes. I passed. I'm excited. Congratulations to me. Congratulations to Chris Newton Real Estate. You know what's crazy? So I called my other partner, Jackie, right? My old partner, Jackie, and she was also with me at the, you guys should know I spoke about it before. She was with me in my last brokerage, and she left. She actually left first, and then, which actually helped give me the courage. It was her and another gentleman by Dave Miranda, and they gave me like the courage to leave too. Because I always said, I'm never gonna leave here unless I build my own team. My team get big enough to leave. Yeah, I was talking crazy, right? So what happened was when I left my old brokerage, my old broker told me, right, I'm not gonna make it. I'm not that good. My old broker told me, oh, Chris, you're gonna come crawling back here and begging to come back here and what? Huh? You don't know me. You're crazy. One, it's a million brokerages. Why would I go back to you? And no, it's not happening. Not happening. Right? So, thank you for the encouragement, right? Thank you for not believing. Thank you for all the mucho you said to me, right? I'm not crawling back to you. I won't crawl back to you if we have to cross paths because you got to do business. Maybe you got a seller, maybe you got a buyer, and we got to cross paths and do business, and we got to do what we got to do for that. But I'm a broker now. I'm an associate broker. If I wanted to go off and do my own thing, I definitely could. And who knows where I stand in the future? I don't know, right? Maybe I do. Shout outs to my sister, Madison Frazier. Oh my gosh, she's such an inspiration, right? What? Listen, our black women don't get enough credit, right? Especially like, from the men. And we like, oh, this guy and this guy and this guy. We never say how much a female broker, I never really heard it. I don't know if it's out there. I've never heard it. A female agent or broker, whatever, was an inspiration. Madison Frazier. I interviewed her on this channel, right? She got her broker's license a couple years ago. Then she expanded to Atlanta. Then she started selling in Atlanta. Not just expanding, but selling in Atlanta. And now she has her own brokerage. What? Maddie, you are amazing. I'm proud of you. Thank you so much for the inspiration that you gave to me, Chris Newton. Thank you for the interview you gave to me. We trade back and forth and try to give each other clients, but for whatever reason, it never works out. I don't know. But thank you so much. You're amazing. I'm proud of you, and much, much, much more prosperity, much, much, much more business, and you are a legend. The world is about to find out very, very, very soon. Maddie, I love you. Guys, I love you. On to make the next video because we're going to batch record this. Boom, bing. I don't got every day to boom, 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 boom. This is a good problem to have, but at the same time, Chris Newton Real Estate here. Thanks again. Broker from my last brokerage, you know who you are. Thank you for the mucho. I wasn't thinking about you, but everybody else kind of put it in my mind. Yo, you got to tell him. I said, he's going to find out. He's going to see something. He watches everything. He probably know right now. He probably knew the second it said pass. He probably had Google alerts on my broker. You feel me? Like, listen, Chris Newton Real Estate here. You guys need to buy or sell, give me a call. You guys have any questions regarding real estate, give me a call. 347-993-0051. Email me, heychris@chrisnewtonrealestate.com. Hit me on IG, Chris Newton Real Estate. Leave a comment, and talk to me. Have a good one, guys.